Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something just a little bit different, and that is the whole process of the VPN, because people think you just get a VPN, you put yourself in New Zealand like we are right now, and then automatically you get God lobbies. We're going to talk a little bit about the process, what's actually happening behind the scenes, and that you are not actually playing against New Zealand players. If you enjoy the video, learn something new, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to queue up for a solo match. Obviously within the game it thinks that I'm in New Zealand, but you can see our ping. I'm going to try and leave out as much editing as possible. I'm going to try and keep it as raw as possible so that you see everything is not like the clips or manipulator or whatever. And we're still going to spectate randoms. This time around I'm going to purposely lose the gulag and we kind of see who we spectate so you can kind of see the strength of the lobby. But I want to go ahead and kind of talk about this topic, and I think by doing it but with the spectating randoms that we don't know what we're going to get, I think it's a great opportunity to kind of break down exactly what's happening. And we're going to look at our connection in game multiple times. And we're also going to look at the top left where you're going to also be able to see that latency as a comparison. So right now you can see it's searching for a match. It's bumped up to 48 milliseconds. And essentially what's happening is a couple different things. When I actually get into this match, I live in Southern California. I usually connect to the Los Angeles servers. I think there's a couple different servers near Los Angeles area, and it's generally what I connect to. So normally what will happen is everyone in my lobby, if I actually looked at where they live, they're going to be in the LA area. And that's why my ping is going to be a little bit lower, probably in the 17 to 40-ish range, unless it connects me to maybe Texas as central servers. Regardless of what this particular location says in the geo-filter, where it says Auckland, New Zealand. And this got a little bit more popular or a little bit more notoriety where people thinking this is what all the big streamers are using. And this is the no lag VPN nonsense. And people think you get guaranteed bot lobbies, which is not the case. So right now you can see I have 15 millisecond ping, and that is my actual ping. When I actually look at the account in game, it still says Auckland, New Zealand. So pretty much how this VPNing works is if you use a traditional VPN where you just connect and go, hey, you know what, I want to connect to Mexico, I want to connect to Europe, I want to connect to Australia, whatever, it will not get you into a lobby. Activision has safeguards on the back end, which will basically give you very long queue times. Or if you VPN, you'll eventually get into a lobby, but it'll take quite a while. There's kind of safeguards to prevent this type of matchmaking, and they've done this over the time to prevent different forms of VPNing. When it comes to this particular version, it actually kind of does a little bit of a trick to the system. It kind of makes your game believe that you're in a specific region. This is a kind of a simplified version. Obviously, it's a little bit more complex, but it's a simplified version. It makes your game think that you're in that region. And then what it'll do is it'll throw you into the easiest matchmaking possible. Not the easiest matchmaking, but it's going to throw you into a match as fast as possible based off time and not necessarily based off skill-based matchmaking. Well, how that works is I still have 19 latency even though it's searching for 84. Whatever it's searching for on that screen, that's irrelevant. It's really looking for the optimal connection lobby with the VPN settings that they set up through the site. So we're going to go ahead and splat in the ground. We'll end up spectating so I can still talk about the video. And we'll see if this lobby is stronger or weaker. We're going to see the whole thing, the lobby strength at the end, all that. But in this case, since this is considered RBing or manipulating matchmaking, I'm not going to win this gulag. I'm just going to let the guy kill me. Or hopefully let it run out of time so we can spectate someone random. But what will happen is you can still see the lobby, still 19 ping. I have phenomenal ping, and then Auckland, New Zealand. If I actually play the game without this VPN on, which is 99% of my lobbies, I'm going to end up getting connection where I'm going to have like high ping, 60, 50, even though I'm a solo. This guy's actually going ham. Is he actually going to jump on the flag? I wasn't even trying to kill this dude. But you can see that the lobby feels a lot easier. I was not trying to kill him. I meleeed him. I'm still going to splat in the ground so we get a spectating random. Which is kind of toying with the person. So essentially what's happening here is a lot of people get confused with skill-based matchmaking. Think it's just good players want to stomp on bad players. And there obviously is a portion of the community that they definitely want that experience. For me, though, I just want a good connection experience. These guys teaming? Oh, they're not teaming. They're just weird, playing weird. The hell? He left the lobby while he was getting shot? I don't know what the hell is going on here. But what we're going to do is still have the stats like we normally do for spectating randoms. So you can see the overall skill level. I would imagine it's going to be a little bit easier. Because what happens normally with the connection-based matchmaking is it throws you into a good connection quality server. So you can see on the left, almost every spectating randoms, we have packet burst on the left, and we also have packet loss at the top. Using a VPN, you're generally going to get rid of a lot of that because you're matching based on connection. You're getting the best connection possible, so you don't end up with those lags. I got the best latency, which was like 15, which normally if you look back at my spectating randoms, I don't normally get 15. It kind of forces you into a higher skill bracket. So what will happen is essentially when you go to queue up, you press queue up, and the matchmaking essentially has different rooms, like a waiting room area. And before it throws you in, when it's searching, when it's searching, there could be like 7 or 8 rooms, probably more than that. I'm just simplifying it. And what will happen is there's going to be one room where it's a little bit of a lower KD. But that one, it's just kind of is what it is. Then they have another one that's maybe a little bit higher, but that's like the average lobby. But that is the best connection lobby, right? That's the one where this is the one we probably got thrown into, the best connection lobby. Then there's one a little bit higher skill than that. Which still isn't high skill. Then we have another one that's probably an average lobby, which would be like a 1 KD. And this one, it has relatively good skill-based matchmaking, but your connection is going to be a little bit worse than that optimal lobby that's going to give you the best ping possible. It's going to give you the best packet loss issues possible, where you have 0 packet loss, 0 packet burst, and your connections are phenomenal. And it's based primarily on connection, because it just threw you into a random lobby, giving you a good connection. And then above that, there is a higher skill bracket where pretty much if you're above a 1.05 and to 1.1, you're going to be thrown into the higher bracket, generally, a lot of your lobbies. And if it goes higher, then the odds of you getting into a higher lobby are generally higher. But consider if you're above a 1.1, you're probably in the top end of players that play the game, since about 70% of players have stats less than that, right? So you're going to be thrown into whatever that lobby is, and that lobby is sacrificing as much connection as possible to try and get those lobbies together to satisfy the rest of those other rooms, because it doesn't want you in those rooms. So these VPNs, essentially what they'll do is they'll trick the lobby into thinking you're in a specific region, and then it tricks the skill-based matchmaking. Obviously, it can't connect, and then it'll throw you back in yours, or it does some funkiness where I'm still connected to an LA server, despite it saying in the menu options that I'm still in Auckland, New Zealand. You can see it still says 30 ping here, which I think the ping is actually half that number or something like that for the latency. It's kind of how the latency works. But you can see that this doesn't look particularly sweaty. Even that first interaction was bad. The gulag was kind of bad. I don't even know how I won the gulag by accident. I just kind of panicked melee as the guy was a foot away from me. But it is what it is. So you end up with lobbies like this where they're not going to be the sweatiest. But what ends up happening is because people will say, hey, you know what? I was using a VPN and I got in the same lobby as XYZ streamer. Well, because the matchmaking can throw you into any of these rooms, you can still end up in the exact same rooms as any streamer, regardless if they are VPNing or not. Because if they're VPNing, they're still going to be in their same geographic area. If they're not VPNing, they're still going to be in their same geographic area. It's just the matchmaking will be a little bit skewed, where instead of having only really one lobby with terrible connection or worse connection than the rest of them, they get the option where it's going to throw them into a random matchmaking that is much better connection, but the skill is a little bit lower because it's not trying to pull as many players with higher stats in there. Even though even in the sweatiest of lobbies, there's still like 30% of the players that are like 0.7 and below. It's just kind of how it is. There's a guy on the roof right there. That guy doesn't even notice him. He didn't notice him at all. Kind of blind. But obviously we're kind of keeping this going as it goes. We're going to kind of walk through the gameplay, see if these players are worse. I would imagine the stats are going to be lower, just because on general, or in general, you're running up against people that are just in your area that are just purely based on connection, because when you're a lower stat player, it just tries to get you in a match as quick as possible. It doesn't actually have to factor in the skill element quite as much. So because it just throws you into the quickest room possible, sometimes you do end up in a sweatier lobby, but for the vast majority of your lobbies, you're going to be into a lower bracket. Keeping in mind that if you're a 1KD 1.1, you're a good player in terms of the algorithm's eyes, because the vast majority of players are just not good at gaming. So their stats are below that number. And 0.8 to 1.1 is generally where most of the players sit. And then there's a bunch of bad players below that. And then there's very few good players above that. You may have it skewed because you've been brainwashed to think that a 1.5 KD is terrible, because in previous Call of Duties, you would say it was terrible. But with skill-based matchmaking, it just kind of is where it is. That guy's been on the roof the whole time. He's trying to take this gunfight with a terrible gun. He dies to what looks like a Krig. And that guy won that fight pretty easily because this guy's using the worst gun for that scenario. That guy being on the roof, it's kind of weird. Maybe he looted, jumped down. All right, he's good. This guy has 19 ping. Level 40. Evan Dog. Has 10,000 cash. Has a... the bow. He also has some armor plates. He's using the new C58, so maybe that's what he was using. There was a car driving on the right side. Not really paying attention to it. Coming to loot the other body. A little bit good strategy there. And he does have munitions. He might throw that down. Even though it's a complete waste, he's full on ammo. And he was full on that, so he basically just used it so nobody else can use it. Not a terrible play. Gonna keep navigating around the map. Free loadout already came in, so he hasn't really been that urgent at going over there to the free loadout. It's kind of a terrible zone. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section. I think that trying to get the good connection is a very good reason to use a VPN. Trying to get into easy lobbies just so you can beat on bad players. Not necessarily the best reason to do it. I can understand why people, want to do that, but I don't think that's necessarily the way to go. It's like, if you're just not good, then you're not good. You don't need a VPN to mislead yourself on how good you are,
Supplier on contract here.
And especially when these top streamers are competing for money, they can't really VPN, because then when the money's on the line, they're going to just lose those matches because they're not used to playing the top player. So it's kind of just weird how it goes. But everyone gets brainwashed into thinking that, the lobby can't exist. There's definitely... If you play early morning, you're going to get easier lobbies. That's been statistically proven for years, not just in Warzone, but in general. Even before skill-based matchmaking was as strong as it was, if you played mornings, Thursday is the best day of the week. If you do morning on Thursdays, you are generally going to get easier lobbies than for Friday night at 7 p.m. Demon time, your time, So it's a matter of just being able to adjust and understand how the algorithm works. I've tried to simplify it a little bit. I know it's more of a complex bubble that most people won't get or understand, so I'm not going to go into all the nonsense, but I try to keep it as simple as possible, saying how kind of the doors work or whatever. There's a guy down low. He's pinging another person on the map. He lost his UAV here. He doesn't go for his loadout, which is kind of weird. Not even working towards the loadout, which tells me the player is not that good, right? Like, if you don't even try to get the paid loadout and you're not getting the free loadout, there's an issue. And that guy's just standing on the roof. The aim doesn't seem terrible either. It doesn't seem good. But it's definitely obvious that this player is not like a high skill player, right? He's going to come land on this dude. This guy's just going to walk up. He pre-fires it. And he got dominated by the Milano. There it is. You can tell that fire rate is like... He got dumpstered. This guy has 2 kills. The lobby's already down to 50 players. He doesn't loot the precision. Yeah, we've done a lot of spectating randoms, and these definitely are an anomaly. This guy has packet burst. He's probably on a Wi-Fi connection. We had it for like a quick second there. He's actually using the thermal, like spotter scope. I don't think in the 40 plus spectating random videos we've done, we have ever seen someone use that. This guy's probably on a console, level 6 on a Wi-Fi connection. He's spotting that loadout. You know, everything changed in the last time he checked it. I'm not going to try to be too harsh on this, but you can see the guy on the roof there. Pull out the sniper. He's in a fight. Will he mount it up? Becomes very immobile. The gas is closing in on this edge, so the guy called in a precision. Okay, there was another guy there too. He might challenge again. Or the guy jump off. Very weird. So, personally, I don't think there should be really strong skill-based matchmaking like we currently have within Warzone. I think it should just be based on connection. Just because, like, I've gone into several days where it's just like, the game is unplayable because of the connection. Especially with all the in-game events that was causing warring connections, especially for console players. Personally, I don't think the game should prioritize skill over connection. Unless they want to introduce a ranked playlist like mini games have, whether it's Fortnite, Valorant, Rainbow Six, Overwatch. Like, there's plenty of games that have introduced a ranked mode, and you already know that within those modes, your queue times are going to be longer. Easy snipe. Your queue times are going to be longer. You're going to be waiting longer to get into those matches. The connections are going to be a little bit worse in those matches. And then the skill is going to be higher. Versus in a regular public matchmaking, you play it, since the vast majority of players aren't good, the lower end players still won't run into many as good players as often. But the system way it is currently, it's set up to be exploited by people that want to exploit the system. Whether it's to have better ping, a better connection, or to get easy lobbies, to each their own of why they're choosing to do that. This guy's just straight up chilling. He's not even looking for the other guy. Damn, this guy living in the spotter scope. I guess it's better than a heartbeat, right? Okay, he spots this guy. Should be able to snipe him. Kind of a weird gunfight here. We are getting a little bit of packet loss now on this guy. So that's always their connection, not necessarily my connection. Hear the gunfire. He's looking for the people. Someone called in another precision. That would have been a good chance to look at the minimap as soon as the precisions start to come in, because then you can see exactly where that player is. Obviously, there should be a protected black bracket as well. For people that are new to the game, maybe under a certain level, you have different matchmaking. I know previous CODs, they used to have a thing called boot camp mode, which that guy's bunny hopping. So maybe he VPN to get into this lobby, or it's just luck of the draw, because luck can still happen where you can get into an easier lobby. That was way off from our perspective. Or sometimes, you know, it's just luck, good luck or bad luck. Yeah, but there should still definitely be a protected bracket for people that are naturally just terrible at the game. Or maybe they have a disability, or they're just super new. It'd be a boot camp playlist up until maybe you get to level 150 or 100 your first time, or maybe you get to level whatever. Maybe they determine it based off their statistics behind the scene when somebody kind of reaches their plateau. Because most people reach a plateau, and then the people that really want to improve, they can go beyond that plateau and improve their skill. This guy did not even get perks. This is like brave gold chest warrior. Not slide canceling, just regular walking. Car's going to be coming up. Bye-bye. He's going to go prone. Very interesting. A little bit different behavior than we've seen. But to see, that's the yellow boxes instead of the orange boxes, right? So it's minimal packet loss or packet bursting there. Yeah, but there's different sides of it. I 100% don't think anyone should be using a VPN within tournaments. He's getting beamed, and he gets destroyed. That guy's name is really hard to read. But we got the C58 again. Floor loot, or is somebody first time getting a loadout? He actually picked up this dude's gun. Oh no, he has the AK and the
Recon's inbound.
12 kills. Could be a VPNer where they actually
inbound.
purposely get into a lower lobby, calling in a super UAV. Slide canceling. Definitely not probably in their right lobby, or They could have just got lucky, and this is their one good lobby that they're going to have for the next day or two. The skill difference in this player is 100% evident. There he is, under the stairs, or to the left. Oh no, he's upstairs. You couldn't tell the elevation because of this super UAV. And he's just going to take it knowing that the person he's going to go against is likely not that good. The guy is on the roof now. Should be able to push him up because those arrows. He knows where the guy is. Heart beating because the UAV ran out. He could be on top, but he's definitely to the right. Will he climb the ladder?
Airstrike,
He's going to call the precision.
hot.
Might
Bring
down
the
himself.
pain.
The guy jumped off. Yep, he jumped off to the right. Kind of hard to tell where the guy went. He's going to go up to the top. Could get shot from behind still. I think the tower's in zone. Oh, he got sniped. Wow, where'd he get shot from? There's no one above. He must have just had a good snipe on him. He's going to recover, get some plates. He has enough for a self if he can hit this buy over by fire. So in the stats, what I'm going to do is below my camera. I know that this guy's definitely a better player than the other people we spectated. I'm going to look at his lobby history, and I'll tell you whether or not I think he's a VPNer or he potentially got lucky. Because even if you're VPNing, you can get in the same exact lobby and still end up in an LA lobby. Yeah, it's very evident that they're definitely a better player. Plate box, he's still good. He's got to clear the area, double check to check if fire's clear. This is actually kind of a weird zone because he doesn't know whether it needs to be on this side or the left side. There aren't really any Berthas in play. If they are active Berthas, so we wouldn't see them. He has to find out where that guy sniped him from, though. It looked like it was down in this direction, somewhere on this building, maybe. They just hit a really good snipe. Yeah, but I wouldn't really be peeking this much like this. Obviously, he's kind of being a little bit more vigilant about moving. But it's kind of dangerous. Oh, no, he's going to hit this buy station. Feels a little bit... Oh, you saw the guy run across. There was a guy on this side. He ran across by this SUV. He might get a self or a UAV. Nope, he got self. He's going to heartbeat. That guy, I heard a death. There he is. Look at that drop shot. 100% this guy is above the skill level of this lobby. Okay, he's going to dominate this dude. He's not going to even waste his self. Or the dead silence. And he gets third-partied. Wow, a lot happened there. That guy jumped into that one. Carson too strong. Just FYI, 310 is the Carson area code, which is in Carson, California, which is approximately 100 miles from me. So this is a local. It's not Kenya or Zimbabwe or options. New Zealand, where I have 14, 17, 18, 20 ping. And look at this guy's ping. Latency, 15. And he's from Carson, the 310. So the geolocation doesn't mean anything. All that means is they exploited matchmaking to get into a better connection lobby, which more often than not is generally of a lower skill because ping is a priority and skill is not. Somebody might be in the area to grab that loadout. This guy has 8 kills, so this could be like a middle tier player. Pre-aim it. Nice. Bot skin. Some people are running that to deceive people. The guy running the HDR. This guy has a Mac 10. And the Farah. Full-on meta builds. Slide cancel. Orion got his 9 kills. There's still 19 players left. This is a bad zone, but there's a couple different things you can do. Like, you could play this side of the map and hope you don't get wrapped up on. Or you should have already been on this side by fire. Like, and just held down fire. And wait till, like, third party, the last teams. A lot of people are going to die in this next rotation. Just because there's so much to rotate. Doesn't have any stuns. It only has C4, which is great for vehicles. Doesn't have money for a buy. Does have a self-revive in case they get downed out in the middle of nowhere. Also, for this guy, I'll double check as well and look at their match history. And I'll tell you whether or not I felt like they're a VPNer. It's very hard to unquestionably say, hey, this is 100% a VPNer. Unless, like, all of their lobbies are 0.9. And even then, you won't even get that guaranteed. Because if you're VPNing, sometimes you can get a 1.1 lobby. Sometimes it'll be a 1.2 lobby. Just because it gives you that first available lobby. Oh, this guy's a bot next to him. He didn't even hear him walk up. Yeah, this guy destroyed him. Oh, that was the... Oh, it just took out the other guy. Oh, there's a guy sniping. And there's a guy behind him. In the bathroom. No. That guy was definitely a little bit of lower skill.
Pain is temporary.
But like I said, just because this guy's in this lobby doesn't mean he VPN'd. And just because he's, like, good doesn't mean he had to have VPN'd or not, you know? We'll find out, though. You'll see it underneath the camera. I'm going to do a little bit more digging to give you kind of like what I feel, whether or not they did or did not VPN. He got beamed from the left. He's got to go behind the car. Hopefully he doesn't get sniped again. And he got sniped again. The other guy, the other guy got saved. The Chayote 8. The guy was standing still during the gunfight, so it was kind of an easy snipe. HDR, 9 mag. Totally off meta build. But GG's. This guy has 3 kills. Edge of gas. Nice, nice. This building's still in zone right here. So is this loadout above the building. There's one guy that... Oh, there he is. He spotted him. Oh, crouch walking out in the open. Does have no clue. No mobility there. Is he going to peek? He has to rotate, I believe. Well, I don't know. I think the guy's still inside because these rocks are inside. Yeah, he doesn't have to move.
This area has been searched.
He pinged the door instead of the rocks. There's a guy up top. Third party. Oh. I wonder if this guy has the right build because it feels like the bullets aren't going right. Okay, he died. And then he got gunned. He was aimed down sight the whole time. Milano build. Good to go. This guy has how many kills? That guy had 3? What does this guy got? What does this guy got? Okay. Milano 3X. He's using the build. The long range Milano. That's kind of a flex. That the build is just funny. And a car. Wow. I'm surprised he's using the 3X then instead of like a reflex. Okay, he's got to move. He has a precision, which is great for this situation. Clear out your left side. There it is. He heard the guy in there. Oh, he got third partied. And that's how it goes. A 1v1 for the win here. So ratty, these lobbies. I mean, that was kind of the zone it was. Oh, this guy, that was his second kill. The crouch, crawl, what? There he is across the street with his kilo iron sight. He ain't hitting this. He's going to get sniped or something. That guy's better. He's going to snipe him. Going to hit by the gas. Going to get gas mask enemy. Oh, he doesn't even have plates. Gas. There he goes. We kind of knew that was going to happen, right? Like, terrible mobility. He didn't even try and play that. He doesn't have an optic on his kilo, so he's not going to be able to beam at range. Makes sense. We saw some off-meta builds. That's kind of how it goes. So let's go ahead and look at the lobby, and we'll kind of identify if this was like a super easy lobby or not using COD Tracker. So with the VPN, you can see that the lobby strength was a 1.07, which is not all that crazy. That's kind of like an average lobby. If I VPN probably 10 more matches, I'd probably get a couple under 1, and I'd probably get a couple like 1.1s because it would be based a little bit more on connection than based off skill. Normally when we do this in a quote unquote non-VPN lobby, most of these lobbies are like a 1.2. Obviously if I played in the morning, I'm always on in the night. I don't ever wake up early enough to jump on in the morning. I would obviously get some easier lobbies as well, but you can kind of look through. We'll kind of see the strength of the lobby. This is actually higher than I thought it was, but obviously we spectated probably some lower skilled players, and then we had one guy in the mix here that actually seemed like a pretty decent player. This Carson dude was 0.93. Who else did we have here? This guy doesn't even have a name. Wonder what his KD is, or his profile. 1.65, so he's not as sweaty as I thought. So yeah, he's definitely like a fake sweaty player where he was probably on demon time, but you could see that it's not even giving them like a VPN, and that was with proof. I showed it throughout the match that we were connecting to New Zealand, but we ran into a guy from the 310, and I showed that on screen that Carson, California is also the 310, which is local for me. So that kind of gives you kind of a little bit more insight on that. Obviously, I'm going to look through a little bit more to see if these other people were VPNing based off their lobby strengths, but hopefully you guys learned something from this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, learned something new. Please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.